I don't know if this shirt was a choice today. Hi, welcome to my channel. It has been 1 year since I have grown my hair out, and I want to talk about the things that has helped me grow my hair out, but also has helped keep my hair as healthy and as thick as possible on the ends. I also want to say disclaimer, there are a lot of things that can actually affect hair growth and seeing results with your hair. It could be your hair type, it could also be a genetic factor, it could be a health factor. There are a lot of things that can actually affect the hair growth process or the health of your hair. So I just want to say this is just for like a very average hair experience. Let's get into it. Previously had my hair all the way down to my waist, example A, and had to cut it off all the way up to my chin and go over each month of how long my hair grew. I'm gonna go into February 13th. These are the photos and any footage I have of that month. And then we have March. That is when I actually first started filming and uploading onto this channel officially. Long story, don't need to get into that. And then we have April. April still also kind of looks the same as February because I cut a lot off, and I don't think you really see much of a difference until maybe like every 3 months. May, you kind of get to see like a little bit of a difference, but not fully. And then you have June. It's like sitting at like almost the top of my shoulders, but not fully. Like it's not hitting my shoulders yet. I don't think it even hits my shoulders for a couple months. Then you have July, very similar to June. And then you have August. August is where you know and actually see a difference. Was technically my 6 months. So that's where I was like, oh, okay, like this is actually hitting my shoulders. And then September, pretty much very similar to August. It's funny because in like the summer months, you can tell my hair's a lot lighter, and I think it's just because it like hits the sun. Some people thought I like lightened my hair, but I really didn't. I think it's just like being outside, wear your sunscreen. And then October, you could tell it's getting to like my collarbone a little bit. And then you have November, and it's kind of hard to like look at the differences between the 2 months. You can kind of see that there might be like a little bit of a difference between. And then December, I'm like, okay, I'm getting close, like it's 10 months. And then January, and I'm like, okay, well, this is what I'm going to be picturing is like what February is going to look like. A lot of the difference I started to notice again is really a 1 year later, because when you look at it month to month, you're like, okay, it doesn't look much different. But then like from January to February, I'm like, okay, like this is actually 1 year. Like I'm now looking from example A, February or March, and January to February. Like it's a crazy difference. It's kind of at the awkward length of being in that weird in-between stage where it's not long, obviously, but it's also not super short. To me, this is still considered short, or some people would consider it medium length. The handful of things that I really truly believe really helped keep my hair as thick as possible on the ends, because that was like one thing, was if you're in that process of growing your hair out, yeah, length can be important, but it's the health of the hair. That me doing the blunt cut, the whole thing is going to be all one length, would keep the ends for me as thick as possible. I don't really have high density hair. One of the things that has really helped is making sure just overall having a hair routine customizable to you, having a hair routine that helps with your schedule, your routine, your hair health needs, whatever you think might help you in the process, and making sure you stick to that routine and just being super consistent. I have a process of the way I wash my hair, how I dry my hair, how I protect my hair, and a lot of things I cut out that honestly I think helped continue to let my hair grow and also keep it really thick and healthy at the ends. Is I cut out any type of hair coloring or hair bleaching, hair lightening, any type of really harsh chemicals on my hair, no keratin treatments, nothing of the sort of like that would, or hair glossing, toner, whatever. That has not been anything I've been using on my hair. I know there's a way to do that. Again, I go into a lot more depth of that in another video. Obviously, you could go to professional, go like twice a year, and there's ways around it, but for me, I didn't do that. And I also didn't trim my hair throughout this process. A lot of people would be against that. They would say, well, trim your hair every 6 weeks, trim your hair every 6 months, whatever that may be. I wanted to see how long my hair would grow. Didn't want to cut it in during that process, just to see like how far it could go. And my hair was like technically, I want to say like up to my chin, so half of my hair, if not more than half of my hair, has grown. You can see a difference in these videos. Another thing I stopped doing was any daily heat styling. I also just stopped using a straightener. I stopped using a hair curling iron. I stopped using a lot of the heat styling tools. An exception of that was like maybe once in a while my hair is either straighter than usual, which this is pretty straight, or like maybe I'd put some waves in my hair, but that was like, I want to say like maybe a handful of times. Or like I would use like a heat styling brush, but like again, like under 5 times within a year. I really didn't put heat on my hair. The only weekly that I would do is blow dry my hair, but it was like a rough blow dry, which I do have a video on that of like how I blow dry my hair without having to put a lot of tension on it, which I will again link somewhere in the corner or somewhere down below where I go into detail on how I do that. Another thing I like stopped doing was doing tight hairstyles. I stopped using elastic bands. I also stopped doing like really tight ponytails or tight buns, like the slick back bun. I stopped really doing that. I didn't find that it was worth the hair tension or the hair breakage that could happen if you were to do that all the time. And I don't have like random breakage everywhere. The only like type of breakage I really do have is like maybe in like the front of my hair, but right here. But again, the hair that is like basically being probably messed with the most is gonna be near the front around your face. Kind of hard to do that, especially in gravity, if you do end up putting your hair up. So I would replace any of my hair elastics or hair ties. I would just use like a satin scrunchie or like a hair clip, and making sure I'm not like twisting it up really tight. That also is something like I would do with like my hair washing, is like when I go to dry my hair, I wouldn't put it up in a towel and like wring it out or anything, or like I would use a hair towel, but it was like a microfiber towel, and I also wouldn't, the hair was like sitting on the back of my head. It's not like just wrung up and like super tight, because again, not gonna be helpful trying to make sure your hair doesn't break off. Honestly, that's like a lot of stuff I just stopped doing. Another thing is like making sure that I did use leave-in conditioner, heat protect each time, even just blow drying my hair, and also following up with like either a hair oil or hair serum. A lot of people use hair oils even before they wash their hair, which is also a great option. But for me, it was the leave-in conditioner, heat protectant, and then hair serum. For me, at least my hair type, I guess, takes a lot better to hair serum than hair oil. So that was like my top 3 hair products. Doesn't matter what brand. Speaking of hair washing, another thing that has really helped, and I'm kind of going backwards, but the other thing that has really helped is like hair sectioning and like double cleansing. So if I'm shampooing my hair, I'm double if not triple cleansing, because you just want to get out everything so you have like a clean slate, because what's the point of washing hair if it just feels dirty even after the fact? So just making sure you're washing your hair, you're making sure it's like all over the place and not just like one area you're washing your hair. And then also just like making sure you're properly sectioning out your hair, making sure you're getting every angle of your ends. If you're conditioning your ends, you're making sure you're getting each section of your hair, each layer. Maybe not the top part, because you don't really want to condition the top part of your head, because again, that can make your hair a lot more oily. Those are things that has really helped me. And then also just like brushing my hair, and make sure I'm like really careful in like brushing my hair, not top to bottom, because if you start at the top of your head and you work your way down, you might snag your hair and start getting knots in your hair. So I work with at the bottom and then work my way up. For me, I like to make sure that all of my hair is being taken care of. At least for me, I'm very prone to breakage, and it doesn't matter any part, any section of my hair, it could literally break off any second. So I just have to be super careful when anything you're doing with your hair. It can be very prone to damage, and just be a step ahead of that so that you can actually see real results while you're growing your hair out, because you don't want to just be, I cut my hair off 6 months ago, why am I not seeing any growth? But you're not realizing maybe that growth is getting broken off at the ends. Those are just things that have really helped me along the way. Find the routine that works for you, find the products that work for you, figure out your hair type and what things you probably should stop doing. If you can't fully stop doing certain things, like you really like the slick bun hairstyle, or you really like bleaching your hair, whatever it may be, maybe lessen those things. Just make sure you're not doing it all the time. Just make sure that if you're gonna do your slick back bun, then maybe it's like once a week or once a month. I'm hoping to get back to my waist length hair at some point. I'm sure that's not gonna be for a couple of years. It's really hard to speed up the hair growth process. Again, I talk about that in my previous video. It's really about the hair health over the hair length. I didn't style my hair today. I was like, should I straighten my hair? But I also didn't straighten my hair or do anything to my hair. I didn't do it with the August 6-month hair update, so I want you to be able to see the difference in the two when I'm in my natural state of what my hair is. Hopefully you can see a difference. I think I can. That has helped, and I just wanted to make this really quick. Again, simple, short, sweet video. Let me know if you have seen noticeable results doing certain things. Again, I could have went into more detail of like other things I've done, like bonus tips of like scalp massaging, hair oiling. These are like hair bonding treatments and pre-shampoo treatments, and then you also have scalp treatments, you have clarifying options, you have hair masks, you have deep conditioners. Like those are like additive things that can also help your hair, but I wouldn't say those are things that are like super important in my hair growth process or like hair health process. I just think the 5 things is like a shampoo, a conditioner that works for you, and then a leave-in conditioner after the fact of your hair washing routine, and then a heat protectant if you do end up styling your hair. I do recommend blow drying your hair, depends on the person and your hair type, and then also ending that off with a hair oil or hair serum. That's just me. I might go into a separate video of like all my products, which I have kind of covered in a couple other videos, but I do have some new hair products that I've been using, so I could definitely do like an updated hair routine. This is really about like the techniques that you could implement into your routine if you're trying to grow your hair out. These are again just the things that have really helped my hair growth and hair health process over the past year. Again, I don't want to ramble too much. I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it, and I hope I see you in the next one. Bye.